Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie, I'm Mysticle, and today I'll be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. As usual, you have chapters down below to skip to any specific part of this video that you want to watch most, and with that being said, let's get right into it. First things first, let's jump right into talking about V81 coming out stable onto the Quest. And these release notes are only available on the US version of the Meta site, which makes me think that it'll roll out to US headsets first. Wherever it rolls out first, this is going to be a rather big update. Let me walk you through it. New updates to Immersive Home. As you guys have probably seen throughout the last few weeks, the home has changed quite a bit. We can now navigate around it freely, we have an Instagram wall, we have a view on Horizon with AI NPCs, and according to me, it looks a lot better. And this is the version that Meta is officially releasing it in. They also have a new update to Passthrough. This includes app pinning, where you can pin your favorite windowed apps in Passthrough. Just open the app while in Passthrough, position it in a convenient location, and use the pin option on the app's control bar. In addition, you can, for the first time, place objects in Passthrough, starting with the avatar mirror to check out your look, and the portal to access Horizon Central for convenient access. So, pretty cool stuff. Hopefully that list of items that we can place in Passthrough grows over time. A new Horizon Central. This includes the launch of a new and updated Horizon Central, a completely new experience replacing the previous world you may know. It features higher concurrency, 120 plus people, faster travel, a larger, more detailed space. In addition, Central will feature a store where you can buy digital items for your avatar and an event arena to attend your favorite concerts, comedy shows, and NBA games. As well as that, there's events, a new immersive and realistic event space where you'll get the best seat in the house, whether you're joining from across the street or across the globe. The Horizon Arena brings you closer to the action and your favorite artists, comedians, and sport team for truly personal and unforgettable events. So in case that's something you guys are into, in case you have been checking out events inside Horizon Central, you will now have a much better way of doing it. We have improved VR discovery and Horizon feed. With the updated designs, users are dropped into a singular view where you can find and join friends, jump back in to experiences, and discover new titles. Horizon feed already makes personalized content recommendations, but with this change, we can highlight a larger volume of recommendations in several visually distinct ways. The top of Horizon feed will also show a large spotlight carousel of prompted apps and worlds. You can see your physical surroundings when in immersive full pass-through. When you're in an immersive experience, for example Beat Saber, you can clear your view to stay aware of your environment. By clicking See Physical Surroundings in quick settings, double tapping the side of your headset, or clicking the action button on the Quest 3S. So this is interesting because this has already sort of existed, so it looks like they've added to that. Quick play enables a play as you download-like experience. Oh, that's quite interesting. Enabling lets you launch an application and begin gameplay before all assets have been downloaded. Users benefit by up to a 50% reduction in time to launch the app at first install. There is no work needed by developers as the assets are prioritized for download through crowd-sourced profiling. So pretty useful feature in case you're downloading a large title and don't want to wait for it to download entirely, want to jump in, this should hopefully help with that. A world safety system, which prompts users to use an existing nearby boundary or create a new one that is appropriate for their experience. Hopefully there isn't too many false positives on this one, essentially getting you to create a smaller or a larger space than you need. You can now open more app windows concurrently, allowing you to use up to 12 apps at once. That's pretty crazy. So they're utilizing that Quest 3S and Quest 3 CPU more and more as we move on through these updates. Photo and video shareable links. You can now create photo and video shareable links through the Meta Horizon mobile app, and you can easily share those without the need to download, send large media files, or eat up storage on your phone. In case you guys share a lot of footage, this is one nice way to do that. They've also incorporated a user switcher, a primary interaction point upon device startup with a refreshed look and feel. You can now add accounts directly from the screen, eliminating the need to navigate through settings to the profile screen. So pretty cool. That thing needed a revamp for the longest time. Hopefully that looks a lot better now. Universal resize and rescale. They've enhanced display management for 2D and volumetric arguments with the introduction of rescale and ratio locking functionalities. Oh wow, I wanted this for so long, ratio locking. So essentially you can lock the ratio that your 2D application is in and then resize it, and it'll still resize in the same ratio without you having to guess whether you're getting the ratio correct. So this is absolutely brilliant. And rescale allows you to continuously enlarge applications without increasing the pixel allocation. previously enlarging applications would change the pixels afforded to them, requiring content updates. Rescale now takes over from application resize constraints, providing a smoother user experience. As well as that, they've also got new updates to Horizon Store and search filtering options. So V81 is looking to be a pretty massive update for our Quest, biggest in quite some time for sure, and yeah, can't wait to see it coming out to headsets. As we know, Meta uses staggered rollouts, so you might get the update later than your friend gets it, also depending on region, and a bunch of other things. That being said, in case you do want to get the update early, as soon as it is available on my favorite website, you can use this link right here in order to get it and sideload it yourself. Yeah, can't mention the website. Now, not all is good though, and a lot of you saw this coming, but Meta AI will very soon be used for ads. Yeah, big surprise. That'll happen on December 16th. That includes data from Meta AI on the company's smart glasses and Quest headsets. To be clear, that doesn't mean the advertisers will get access to your Meta AI interactions. What it means is that those interactions, including voice chats, will be fed to the algorithm that determines which ads and posts to serve you when using Meta's ad-supported services like Facebook and Instagram as another data source. For comparison, Google currently does not use Gemini data for its targeted advertising, but hasn't ruled out doing so in the future. Again, not coming as a massive surprise here, but it is something a lot of people, including myself, are actually going to be against. Quite a few people talk to AI about more things than they probably should, and therefore they probably shouldn't be getting targeted ads about something that maybe they told their AI friend in secret. Again, this probably shouldn't be happening to begin with. People shouldn't be telling AI things that they want to keep secret. After all, we don't entirely know where this data is going. Either way though, yeah, quite an unfortunate situation. We're still free until December 16th, but after that, yeah, I'd say be careful what you tell Meta AI. This is something I didn't expect, but Meta is apparently delisting Gorilla Tag clones from the store. Yeah, we actually spoke about this very, very recently, but there's a ton of Gorilla Tag clones on the Quest store. A lot of them do actually bring something different to the gameplay and look different, but you know, the mechanics are incredibly similar and to the point where I would almost think it was Gorilla Tag if I didn't know otherwise. Well, Meta has apparently been fed up with that, as seen on Quest Store DB, a database hobby project similar to SteamDB that's not affiliated with Meta. Dozens of clones for popular multiplayer hit Gorilla Tag were suddenly removed over the space of an hour on September 30th. This mass delisting didn't exclusively affect clones, though it was almost entirely such games, and 2 additional delistings occurred later that day. 65 Gorilla Tag clones were removed in total that day, though more clones continue to appear as further titles get taken down. Since then, Quest Store DB shows that a similar second wave of mass delistings occurred on October 9th within the same hour. This time, a further 64 clones were removed, with a further 5 following that at the time of writing this morning. So that is pretty crazy. L in chat for the Gorilla Tag clones getting delisted. This is almost like a war between Meta and Gorilla Tag clones. It is removing them as fast as they are appearing. I guess in case you guys were playing any of those clones, in case you liked any of them, they may now be gone, and you may have to unofficially sideload those. Now, moving on to something I bet a lot have been waiting for, the Valve Index 2. Yes, we finally have more information, and this is some pretty big stuff, as apparently the Valve Index 2, and that is what we are calling it from now on, because that is the information we have received, the Steam Frame and the Deckard were more than likely codenames, but the Valve Index 2 has apparently entered mass production. How do we know this? Well, from a post on X by Sadly It's Bradley, and it's really funny, everyone assumed his account was hacked just because he posted a leak from a Chinese leaker. That post from the Chinese leaker has now been removed. I've read it's because they mentioned the wrong factory and wanted to correct their mistake, but reading, now the wait may be over. Experts at the XR Research Institute have revealed that Valve's next generation VR headset, possibly named the Valve Index 2, has entered mass production. Produced by an XR manufacturer in Shandong, China, it is expected to ship 400,000 to 600,000 units annually. Its release is targeted for the fourth quarter of this year, coinciding with the traditional Black Friday and Christmas shopping seasons in Europe and the United States. It is expected to become the most anticipated flagship hardware of the year for Western gamers in 2025. So again, there may be more to this story, but this article has been removed since. Thankfully, someone has taken a web archive of this post, so we're waiting for that to load now, the web archive being as slow as ever. So there is quite a bit of information inside this web archive post, but the main thing you need to know is the fourth quarter, and of course a link to this will also be down below for those interested in case you want to read the whole thing. But the wait may actually be over. I know a lot of you were waiting and coping really hard for Valve to release something during Meta Connect, and we were hoping ourselves as well, but that didn't happen. Either way, if this is true, we may not have to wait much longer. With the fourth quarter of this year already pretty much being here, we're getting close, and hopefully that is actually the case. And some super quick info at the end about the Samsung HUD glasses powered by Google, which could launch next year. Samsung made the reference design glasses with a monocular heads-up display that Google showed off at TED 2025 and demoed at I/O 2025 earlier this year, but the companies haven't yet officially announced plans for a product. Google did announce earlier this year that it's working with multiple eyewear companies and will work with Keyring Eyewear in the future, but it has also confirmed that the in-lens display will be optional for products, suggesting that these will be simpler Ray-Ban Meta competitors. Now the Financial Times reports that Samsung and Google plan to launch smart glasses with a display next year, productizing the concept shown at TED and I/O to take on the Meta Ray-Ban display. Samsung is also working on cheaper smart glasses without a display, the outlet says, seemingly aiming to compete with the regular Ray-Ban Meta glasses too. And I bet you this all kind of connects and goes with the fact that the Meta Ray-Ban display is already sold out, and the fact that the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, the non-display ones, are some of the best-selling Ray-Ban products in the European region, or I don't remember the exact name of the region, but we spoke about this in a previous video. So of course, companies seeing all that success, they're going to want to chip in. And finally, to end off this video, we have Apple Vision Pro news, as apparently a dual knit band reference has been discovered. MacRumors says it found a reference to a dual knit band in Apple backend code. The finding comes 3 months after Bloomberg's Mark Gurman reported that the upcoming refresh of the Apple Vision Pro will include a new strap to make it easier to wear the headset for longer periods of time, because as we know, a lot of people reported that being an issue with the current Vision Pro. And that comes just over a week after a new Vision Pro appeared in the US FCC's official website, corroborating months of reports from Gurman and supply chain analyst Min-Chi Kuo claiming that a new Vision Pro headset will launch this year featuring an M4 or M5 chipset, but no other major changes beyond the chip bump and the new strap. And then there's a bunch of information that we already spoke of in other videos. However, of course, our article is also down below in case you guys want to read all of this, in case you're interested in what a cheaper Vision Pro may entail. This does go against our previous video where we reported on leaks and rumors that Apple is instead going to focus on creating display glasses instead of going for a cheaper Vision Pro this year. So whether this is delayed or not entirely certain. With Apple, you never really know until they decide to tell you about it themselves, but these leaks and rumors will definitely come into play sometime in the future. So exciting stuff ahead. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please do leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess this button works too, but let me know why down below. If you're not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below. I want to see you posting your spicy memes, and thank you so much to all the patrons supporting this channel. You guys are amazing. Seriously, much love. You are what makes this content possible, so thank you. And as usual, if you want to be notified of content coming up on the channel, make smack the button with your forwarding my bell. See you next video. Peace.